Sam Lovegrove became the heart of Shed and Buried for many years. With just a wrench, a sharp wit, and a lot of information about old bikes, he and Henry Cole were able to find hidden gems, bring forgotten classics back to life, and joke around like brothers. But around the middle of Season 4, Sam vanished. Nothing to say, no goodbye scene, nothing. Just silence. And then there were questions. Where did he go? Why did he go? There were theories, but no answers. Because fans didn't know the whole story of Sam. His workshop in Cornwall isn't just full of tools and old engines when the doors are shut. There is a secret that needs to be solved. Anyone who likes old bikes knows the name Sam Lovegrove. His keen eye, hands-on building skills, and deep love for giving old-school bikes new life make him stand out. If you've seen him on Shed and Buried or Find It, Fix It, Drive It, you know that he brings forgotten machines back to life with just a few tools and a lot of know-how. But Sam's story was already going before the cameras and the fans. One that was built on a lifelong love of tools, curiosity, and sheer determination. As a child in England's West Country, Sam was always that kid. He was waist-deep in engine parts in the shed while other kids were outside kicking a ball. He was trying to figure out what made things work. At first, that natural interest in all things mechanical didn't come from school. He first taught himself how to take bikes apart and put them back together piece by piece until they ran again. Some parts of school were easy for me, like the math. He was good at math and physics, and he finally used those smarts to study mechanical engineering at Oxford Brookes University. He didn't just get by. He finished with honors, which showed that he was smart in the classroom and had experience in the real world. Sam was already making old bikes run again when most people were still trying to decide what they wanted to do. He did more than just fix machines. Parts of history were being kept alive by him. People heard about it. People saw how hard he worked and how skilled he was, and soon doors started opening for him. But becoming a TV star wasn't really in the plans. As a design engineer at Gemini Accident Repair Centers Limited, Sam Lovegrove got his start in a much more hands-on way. Back then, his main goal was to fix the mechanics, fine-tuning suspensions, and gears for a variety of cars. It wasn't just garage work, though. It was very smart tech. That kind of work that quietly set the stage for everything that would happen next in his life. He moved on to something a little more exciting when he became a development engineer for Honda Performance Development after Gemini. At that point, things got really hot. He worked on some really cool cars, like the sleek Honda NSX and the mean Corvette C7R Lemon cars. He didn't end there. As a professional engineer, Sam also worked with big names like Aston Martin, Jaguar, and Lotus. He wasn't just good at that point. He was becoming a hero in the world of high-performance cars that only a few people knew about. Then there was a twist. Along the way, Sam ran into Henry Cole. Henry wasn't just another biker. His job as a TV host was to change how people thought about bikers because he loved riding two wheels so much. He was a bit of a rebel, had a strange charm, and loved old bikes more than anything else. Henry knew this expert was more than just skilled as soon as he met Sam. He was present. There was something interesting about how Sam talked about things. Even the most complicated technical parts look easy to understand because of how he made them. Sam was on TV for the first time when he went on a motorcycle show with Henry. It went really well. People immediately felt close to him. He was being himself, smart, cool, and obviously madly in love with the craft. That's how the motorcycle show came to be. When the actors got along, the show was more than just another bike show. It became a fan favorite very quickly. Everything was there: bike restorations, intense races, tributes to famous motorcycles, funny conversations, and road trips you'll never forget. But what made it stand out was how real it seemed. Sam's knowledge and Henry's strong desire to make the show better gave it a life. It wasn't just about bikes. The stories, memories, and links that people have with these machines were what it was about. Henry got to ride the very rare Bro Superior Super Sports in the first show of the second season. Later, he took on the famous Yellow Peril, a 1960 Norton Commando production racer that put his skills to the test like never before. By season 7, it was a real treat for fans to see Henry and Sam bring a classic WLC Harley back to life. In parts 3 and 4, the famous Enfield Bullet came back, but Sam was good at using it. As long as the job was messy and technical, the kind that left your hands black with grease, he could explain it in a way that made sense. His honest method not only earned him respect, but it also helped him gain a real following. The bicycle show was a big hit, which made room for what came next. Put Away and Buried. In sheds and barns all over the UK, there is a treasure trove of old cars that are just ready to be brought back to life. These are the exact things that Henry Cole and Sam Love have set out to do. One dusty shed at a time, these two are going to find and fix up the country's mechanical past. They will be working on everything from old motorcycles and cars to rusty tractors and even boats. If they can make some extra cash by selling these finds along the way, that's even better. Britain is known for its strange people, and you can find a lot of them working on things in their backyards. That's where Henry and Sam belong. Henry is a biker at heart and has a good sense of what a good deal is. He brings plenty of charm and energy to the hunt. Sam, who is very good with machines, can make almost anything with an engine run again. They are a great team together. One makes deals, and the other fixes things. But their adventures don't always go the way they plan. Henry's eagerness to talk quickly gets them into a lot of trouble. He has bought cars before Sam has even had a chance to give them a good check over. Sam, on the other hand, often gets sidetracked by tools he wants for himself, which can throw them off track. It's fun to watch them work together because of their banter, tension, and rare fights. One moment that stands out was when they went to Leicester to see Eddie Roberts' collection. A rare 1962 Greaves Hunter was the center of attention. This person was trying to sell it for a lot more than it was worth, and Sam wouldn't give in. He pointed out the problems right away and wouldn't pay too much. The best part of the 2016 season was that discussion that was caught on camera. Some viewers thought they were being cheap, but Sam stood his ground and said he was just guarding the real value of old machines. That risky move made people pay more attention to the show. After some time, they found a shed in Cornwall that was full of old, broken farm equipment. It was hard to see, but there was a Ferguson TE20 tractor buried in the mess. Sam saw the opportunity right away. It became a smooth-running beauty after he took it apart piece by piece and put it back together from scratch. Their ability to sell things at auction for good prices showed that they were more than just entertainment. They were very good at fixing things up and knew how to make rust look like gold. Northern Ireland had another moment that stood out. They found a group of military vehicles, including a Land Rover that had been in real combat, hidden under hay on a quiet farm. The vehicles had been forgotten over time. Sam knew right away that it was important for history. He oversaw the repair and made sure that the original parts were kept safe. It went for a lot of money when it was finally sold to a collector. Not everyone was glad, though. The farmer who had held it said that the two were lying about how much it was worth to get a deal. Henry talked about the problem in the news, but Sam didn't say anything. He let his work speak for itself. There were more and more fans as the show got better. People liked how Henry and Sam seemed to get along with each other. Henry's charm and Sam's unwavering understanding and straightforward attitude. Not just because of the cool finds, but also because of the friendships and fights at its core, Shed and Buried became a hit. One person who stood out was Sam. With his humble, no-nonsense attitude and real love for fixing up old bikes, he quickly became a fan favorite. He wasn't something else on TV. In the world of restoring old cars, people came to know and trust his name. Sam didn't slow down after Shed and Buried took off. Along with his close partner Henry Cole, he kept the momentum going. They made another hit show together called Find It, Fix It, Drive It. This time, their love for old machines went even deeper, and they turned rusty relics into classics that could be driven on the road. Every show was like going on a wild road trip with two old friends who had a purpose. Find a car that has been forgotten, fix it up, and test it in a crazy way. It began the same way every time. They would travel across the country and look through barns, garages, and sheds to find the right old thing to fix up. The clock began to run as soon as they got their hands on something hopeful. Sam would take care of all the scientific stuff behind the scenes, while Henry used his large network of experts to bring the project together. But the best parts were at the end of each show. That's when they took their brand new car for its big moment, which was usually a challenge that tried more than just horsepower. There were finales where they raced a classic car on Brooklyn's old bank track, competed in a plowing battle with an old tractor, or rebuilt a famous 1970s motorcycle for a big custom show. Each one felt like a celebration of hard work, history, and heart. It wasn't just the grease and gears that made the show stand out. It had to do with science. Sam brought a lot of practical knowledge, and Henry brought a lot of energy and a great way to tell stories. They made a simple repair show into something more when they worked together. A story about friendship, excitement, and bringing old machines back to life. That's what made people keep coming back. But just as things were getting used to each other, the flow broke. Fans of Shed and Buried couldn't help but notice that something wasn't right in the second part of the fourth season. There was no sign of Sam Lovegrove. Not long after, people began to ask questions. Why wasn't he there? Had he really left? There weren't many hints in the show, so the puzzle got bigger. Henry Cole then came along in March 2022 and gave things a little more up to date. He shared a video in which he said that Sam had been sick with some kind of bug, which was the main reason he wasn't there. But besides that, not much else was known. No one knew if Sam was just taking a short break or leaving the show for good. There was one thing that didn't change when Sam wasn't on the show: his bond with Henry. Henry went to Cornwall in November 2022 to see an old friend. There was a lot of talking, laughing, and working on Sam's new projects with old cars. Fans were able to watch a video of the visit, which showed a different side of Sam's life than what was shown on TV. He may have taken a break from the show, but that movie made it clear that his love for old machines and his friendship with Henry were still strong. An important fact about Sam Love is that most people only know him from his TV work. He's quietly become known as a major force in motorbike engineering when no one is looking, especially through his work with the famous British brand Superior. And this isn't any old motorbike business. People all over the world know Bruce Superior for making some of the most exclusive high-performance bikes. And Sam, he's been in the middle of everything. When Bro Superior was brought back to life in 2013 after having been shut down in 1991, Sam became the lead engineer. He wasn't just putting bikes together. He was trying to bring the spirit of the old machines into the modern world by reimagining a legacy. Sam was an important part of making sure that the custom-built bikes lived up to the famous name, working closely with company owner Mark Upham and the rest of the team. Not only were these bikes beautiful, they also worked well and worked hard. Let's look at the Bro Superior 11C. This beast jumped into the 1350 APS VF class and made a lot of noise right away. It ran at 1104.03 mar on its first run and 11,682.06 MHz on its return, averaging 113.668 MHz and setting a new AMA record. Late in the week, the bike went into a different class, the 1350 AVF, after some fine-tuning and cutting changes. It flew. Empire 122.61 on the first run. 126.075% second. The final score was 124.334. In the back is another AMA record. It turned out that the last motorcycle pass of the whole race was that last run. Cut short by a sudden rainstorm that made everyone run for cover. Both the rider, Eric Patterson, and the team's head engineer, Alistair Gibson, were very happy. And what made it even more amazing was that the engine was smaller than what was allowed for its class. A bike called the Baby Pendine was the real star of the show, though. Sam himself set up and fixed up the 700 cubic centimeters machine. This one was not only quick, it broke the record. The Baby Pendine set 2 FIM world records and 2 AMA records while it was on the salt, according to a famous motorbike journalist named Alan Cathcart. At 97.60 th and 60th from Mapia, the first run was more of a test. But on the return, Alan opened it up and hit 105-04 Empire, which gave him an average of 101.328 ma and a place in the record books. Then came Henry Cole, a TV host who used to race cars and also put his name in for the Baby Pendine. He had never raced on the salt flats before, but he did it like he had done it all his life. He beat a strong crosswind and a risky tank slapper to record 104.298 miles per hour in the flying kilometer and 103.941 miles per hour in the flying mile, which is an AMA record for the 750 AVF class. It was even better for Henry and Sam because Henry had to wait in line for almost 3 hours to get his shot. The weather got worse as the day went on. The wind changed, but the salt flats stayed the same. There wasn't much time. Henry's bike had to be checked out and brought to the starting line. They just barely made it. Sam wasn't just watching, though. During the whole process, he tested, checked, and made sure that each bike met the high standards for safety and dependability. He became known as a master craftsman in the world of motorbike restoration and design thanks to the work he did on machines like the Bro Superior SS100. As much as Sam Lovegrove has been on TV and is well known in the motorcycle scene, he likes to stay out of sight when the cameras aren't running. His life is quiet when he's not in the spotlight. He lives in a farmhouse with his wife and 4 children in the woods of Cornwall. It's not just a quiet place to live. It's also where he keeps his huge workshop full of old cars, which is both a safe place for him and a place where he can play with his lifelong hobby. That's when Sam is most likely to be with his family or working on repair projects that he does just because he loves them. He has a strong bond with machines and motorbikes. He's not just doing this job. It's always been a part of him. That work with your hands and that interest in how things work. It's what keeps him going every day. At the moment, he might not be on as many shows of Shed and Buried as he used to be. But Sam is still important in the world of old cars. People admire him a lot, both on and off TV, because of how good an engineer he is and how laid back he is on screen. He will definitely keep playing a big part in the car and motorbike scene, even if he doesn't come back to TV anytime soon. In the past, Sam was just a guy who liked fixing up bikes. Now, he is a well-known and respected mechanic. He's famous not only for his skills, but also for being honest, loving what he does, and being able to make old tools work again. His impact is still felt, even though he's not the main character on screen right now. Lots of fans, gearheads, and other restorers around the world are still inspired by Sam Lovegrove's story. It's a story of skill, love for the job, and staying true to himself.